Now that they've tossed their graduation caps and folded up their gowns, the class of 2023 has the task of rolling up their sleeves to take on the challenges of the real world. And one of the new obstacles they'll have to overcome is what's being called the post-graduation slump. Joining us today is educational thought leader and award-winning author Karu Pepperitz, here to share his practical advice on avoiding the quarter-life crisis and embracing life after school. Welcome, Karu.
Desiree, it's great to be on the show. Thank you for having me. I'm a proud UC grad, and I'm here to give my fellow grads hope.
Yes, well, we need that hope, because I even remember graduating from college. It's exciting, but it's kind of like, what am I going to do next? And you kind of want to make sure you have things lined up. So how would you define the post-grad slump, and why is it so relevant for the class of 2023?
Well, first of all, we got to just sort of change the picture here and not call it a slump. We're going to call it a bump. Why? Because, man, this is the first time no one's telling you what to do. You get to own your life. You get to take all the risks and be responsible for where you want to go. So I'm looking at it as a very, very positive thing. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit scary because, again, you own your life.
Yeah.
But one of the things I like to do on a practical level is I'm a big fan of what I call making a life map. And what's a life map? It's where you sit down with pen and paper. I'm an author. I love pen and paper. I love to be able to hold it and write down what you want to do in the next year, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. And it's sort of a way of looking at, hey, this is where I'd like to go. You can change it. You can do anything you want with it, but put it on the wall and look at it. And remember, it's about walking your talk, and it's about dreaming of what the future may be holding for you. So again, just instead of a slump, it's a bump. Let's go forward.
I like that. I like the positivity. It's a bump. And writing it down, I think, is super helpful as well, too, because then you kind of have something you can look at every day and remind you of what those goals are. Can you share some practical advice for recent graduates on how to maintain that motivation and avoid feeling overwhelmed by the realities of the real world and getting over that bump, like you mentioned?
Yeah, so here's another interesting one I find. Every time I'm listening to social media, or the news, or whatever the case may be, it's all, oh, your generation's not going to be able to do this or not be able to do this. It's this all woe is me talk. And I'm saying, hey, guys, own your generation. If they say your generation's supposed to walk over a cliff, are you going to follow? No, own it. I mean, what I mean by own it is this is your life. You can do with it what you want, however you want. And you just were recently in New York City, right?
Yes.
And how amazing New York is and how exciting it is. I love New York because you walk one block, you turn a corner, and all of a sudden you're in a new world. And guess what? This is what post-graduation life is. Take some risks.
Yeah.
Be curious. Go out there and throw yourself into it. It's your secret power. And I'm telling you, just don't let the naysayers bring you down.
I like that. You got to take some risks, because I know there's like a comfort in being comfortable all the time, but with big life changes, it's exciting to kind of embrace the unknown, which is helpful in your future moving forward. And in your book, The Legacy Letters, you provide life lessons for all generations with an emphasis on how writing can be impactful in many ways. And you kind of touched on this a little bit, but how does this apply to graduates? What should they be writing?
Yeah, I was fortunate. I got to start something called National Thank You Letter Day, in which we created the world's largest handwritten thank you letter. It's on November 14th. It's coming up this year. And we want a Guinness record for it. But the reason I'm saying this is because I'm a big fan of thank you letters. And if there's one thing you can do is it's part of creating gratitude in your life. And I think it's a very, very easy way. Anytime someone does something for you, especially in your cohort or your team of people that are helping you get through this time, send them, instead of a text, instead of an email, send them a quick note. And guess what? People love to receive a piece of paper with your name on it and says, thank you for doing what you do.
Yeah.
So again, it's a very, very simple way of creating gratitude and giving back to others, which is another wonderful way to...
Yeah, and like you mentioned, or having a written letter, it's so personalized. Okay, I have to ask you real quick. You said you were a UC grad, so who's your alma mater? Where did you graduate from?
Okay, go Bruins.
All right. You're a Bruin, I'm an Otter, so go Bruins and Otters. Karu, thank you so much for joining us. You can find Karu's award-winning book, The Legacy Letters, his wife, his children, his final gift on Amazon.com.